I don't really kind of have any good scenery for you here. It's pretty dark. So I'm trying to point this up and see if maybe you can see the stars. Maybe, maybe not. At any rate, this is a continuation of a thought. Last night, anyways, I think they just cut out there, but basically, Joe Campbell was talking about the how the Buddhists seek the state of nirvana, and how that state, to them is a place where you're free from both desire and fear. Now, what's fascinating about that is that this concept it's sort of like this place between those two things, right? Where you're not compelled to obey the one or the other. So your mind is free from those two things. And in a sense, that is the state that you're in when you're kind of in captain of your soul and your life. So it's kind of like this. The state that he's talking about is sort of like the bird that I was talking about last night, where the bird has two wings, and one wing is love, and the other one is respect or fear, right? And it's the same thing as desire versus fear. But when both of those are operating, the being that's being carried by those wings is able to make a decision in which way it wants to go. It can't be self-directed if it only has one wing operating. So if only fear is the motivating thing, and the love is not working so well, the bird couldn't fly, right? Couldn't be self-directed. Very similar to the Buddhist concept of nirvana, where you're not motivated by either desire or fear. And interestingly enough, if you're familiar with the Ark of the Covenant and the mercy seat in the Bible, it depicts two cherubim facing each other. Now, I believe that one of them is symbolized by love, and the other by fear, and that the mercy seat is also, it's true, it's a spiritual thing. It's on mercy seat is also something in your brain. In neuroscience, you have an amygdala, emotions having to do with pleasure and fear, and it imprints memories through those emotions. And it's attached to your hippocampus, which kind of furthers the process, So, and it's when your amygdala situations happen, it can actually cause you to begin to have panic attacks, and your amygdala is involved in that, and it's because it's sending out fear signals, even though maybe there's nothing to be afraid of, based on past experience. So, even getting over panic attacks and things like that is getting over the amygdala. It's overcoming the amygdala, that place between, and learning how to not be controlled by either side, the pleasure or the fear. It's an interesting concept because it leads you to wonder, if our mind is also a judge, right? Well, a judge is by bribery or threats, because if a judge is able to be intimidated or bribed, he can't make a good decision. Much like the amygdala, if it's able to be put into panic and fear, and if you haven't overcome where just fear waiting you're subject. And one thing I was thinking about is that we're all so focused on what will help us achieve these great ends. You reach that state right now. Can you appreciate your life? Can you love the people you're around? Can you find purpose and personal expression right this moment? Because you were made to be self-directed and to be uniquely you. It's kind of like if you look at each star differs from every other star, but they're not, all the same, and they're all unique. Cindy K. Courier say this once, and I know you guys will be like, she's a nutcase. I understand. I believe she had a psychological break, okay, but I don't want to talk about stare long enough into the abyss stares back into you. I think sometimes what happens is these people just straight up crack. Who knows? I mean, who knows if they're not given some kind of. I even wonder sometimes if they don't drug people like Alex Jones, But sometimes they say things that are profoundly true. I've known some geniuses that were just, a little cracked, but they would make some of the most profound observations about life. So, at any rate, Cindy K. Courier had said, one time before she kind of went off the turnip truck all the way there, I think she, like I said, I think she had a little break, and it happens. I mean, even the same progressive